Welcome back. This week's question of the week is: do you guys think the average Unreal player nowadays could win the World Cup? And this is an interesting question of the week for a couple of reasons. One, we haven't had one of these types in a while. You know, one where we start the app like this, but two, a question with so much depth and you know, supporting surrounding questions with it. So we'll get into some of the Reddit responses, and then I'll get answers from you guys. If you're watching on YouTube right now, Reese and Boop are both smiling intensely because we actually did just try to record this and we had to restart the recording. But I won't get too much into that.
I wonder why.
I just gotta know what this means. You know?
Yeah, I was just curious about the question, but yeah, going on.
Someone on Reddit said, the average Unreal player, probably not. There's so much in a stacked endgame that you need experience for. Just keying won't teach you how to rotate with 50 people still alive, which layers you should play, etc. The average comp player with some decent placements in tournaments, 100% would win though.
Nah, I'm not giving it to that. I think like the average player now, I think like saying the average Unreal player takes away a lot from what is a highly successful competitive player, especially when it comes to like a LAN. So in this example, this guy said like, you know, a successful player in solo cash cups now or something like that, maybe because they could, you know, fight better than the vast majority. A lot of those players were just awful back then at fighting. But like on a big stage, are you going to be shaken? Are you going to be scared? Are you going to actually be able to perform? Are you going to have the end game skill? Are you going to be able to do anything like that? I don't think so, no.
I feel like if you look back at like so basically the question is, can they beat Booga, right? Like, is this average player better than Booga in 2019 or whenever World Cup was? And if you look back at a Booga montage, I swear that brother was way ahead of his time. Like, that guy could probably shit in an Unreal lobby, you know, like considering how good the average player is. Now, the average player's mechanics are very good, and the average player that you run into during a solo cash cup, for example, I wouldn't say that's the average Unreal player, right? The average Unreal player is realistically the way that Unreal works now. The average Unreal player is the kid sitting in the bush. Like those are the guys playing placement.
End of a season.
Yeah. Like, those guys aren't good at all. Like, I feel like many good players aren't even Unreal in Fortnite, first of all. Like, the pros aren't even hitting Unreal because, like,
they don't
you
play
W key. Yeah, they don't even play enough. And also, like, if you die with, like, 10 kills, you're not even getting up in the rankings. For reference, my 60-year-old parents are Unreal in Fortnite, you know? And they're like top 30,000, which is, like, above average in that sense, if we're taking the question at face value here. So
wait, we can't move on from this. Your parents play Fortnite and they're Unreal?
Yeah. They're Unreal in Reload and Battle Royale. So they're grinders.
Are they zero build players or they build players?
Okay, they are zero build players. But what my father is champion in builds. Like, that's close enough.
Yeah. Wait, what do they play on? Are they like console? Do they have like gaming PCs?
They sit side by side in the living room on the flat screen TV, on two different flat screen TVs, and they sit there grinding duos and fill ranked. So like they play with like they play with like random kids like, oh, here's fucking potato 555, and they just play dual fill ranked with these kids. They don't talk to them. They just play.
Good.
And the best part about it is like they figured out the formula, right? It's like, well, we were at the dinner table like the other night, like we're out eating dinner, and we're like, you know what? You know, if you take damage from other players, you actually lose more rank. So in order to hit Unreal Boop, they said Boop, of course. You gotta make sure you die to storm. You don't take damage, and if you do die, like, you know, take fall damage. Don't pop shields either, because if you pop shields, it gives other people damage on you, which is worse for your stats, so you lose more percentages. So like they figured that shit out. It's down to a mathematical equation at this point for them.
That is unreal.
That is unreal.
Hey, they're Unreal players. That they are.
Wow.
I mean, they are in Unreal and you are not.
That's crazy.
That is true. They do have more passion than I do for playing this game, though.
Max
It does seem like it. Have they got better mechs?
They do not have better mechs. No.
Your dad might have better mechs than you.
They might.
Yeah.
But every person that does kill them is apparently cheating, according to them. So they know about the dilemma in Fortnite, right? Like, there's no way they're using anonymous mode. They have to be cheating. That's the correlation they make now.
The family excuses are coming out strong.
Anyway, you gotta get it from somewhere.
Runs in the blood, yeah.
They weren't trying this time.
Are they like? Do they like follow competitive? Like, do they watch your stream and the FNCS or anything, or are they just grinder?
They got into it because of me, because obviously what I do, but they don't really. I mean, like they know a Booga, Okay, it's funny. The other day, for some reason, my father has Moneymaker added on Fortnite, and I don't know why. And I don't know how. But for some reason, because I was watching Moneymaker stream like 2 weeks ago, and I just saw his name pop up. I was like, huh? And then I called him. I was like, yo, are you on Moneymaker's friends? He's like, yeah, he just added me the other day. I was like, the fuck? So there's your random coincidence of the week. For some reason, they're added together, so. You must love the TikToks.
My mind is blown for so
I have more questions than answers.
Yeah, you're just opening up an even bigger loop here, which is like questioning.
He loves the brain rot content,
Damn.
The other week he was raw dogging the flight. He said so.
Wow.
He's fully legit. That's what he sent me in text. Like, I'm raw dogging this flight.
We have to get
brain
back
rotted.
to this. We need to get your dad on FNtasia at some point.
He's brain rotted to the maximum.
Someone on Reddit said, I can't envision Bush Camp dad lifting the trophy. And I think that sort of sums up what you were getting at, right? Yeah. It's like the average Unreal player, I don't know, man. Someone else said, the average player these days still has really hard time in stacked games. I don't think they'd have a great chance. Even though you'd be better mechanically than a lot of people and like a better fighter, people weren't complete pushovers compared to now. Most of the players would still be at a good enough level to play defensive. And with how many people stay alive, you wouldn't get much time or space to properly fight someone anyway.
No, like, if you watch back those World Cup games, they were stacked to the gills. Like, well, I'm trying to remember the equivalent zone, like 4th, 5th zones. The first partial zones are like 50 people up in those games. And, oh my God, laggy as hell as well, Just because you kill a couple kids in arena or ranked, that doesn't mean you can perform in a lobby like that, no way.
The thing is, like, I would say me and Reese are equivalent to, like, the average player, right? Like, we qualify a few solo cash cups every week. Like, we do okay, right? Like, we're above average compared to, like, Unreal players, but, like, in terms of the average comp player, they're us. They call a few Super Cash Cup. They don't make money, but they play a lot of the tournaments. So, like, the question would be, can me or Reese win World Cup? I wouldn't say I could. I don't think I'm anywhere near the level that Booga was.
Have you changed your mind on that? Because you continually used to say you would.
I'm trying this new thing where I'm trying to be humble, I'm trying to change my
humble
content.
Okay. Yeah, that won't last long. Yeah,
I don't really appreciate you not including me in that conversation, because
we've seen the placement, bro. We've seen it.
I've seen the placement.
Wait. Reese, I outplace you in every duo cash cup.
Oh, he
literally
checks.
every single one.
I'm just gonna.
Literally every single duo cash cup I outplace. Please open up. If you go back in almost every week of duo cash cup, I outplace you in almost every single week.
You're playing with someone else. So you can't say you are in place of me.
I don't play solos.
We gotta play our solos then. You do. You play every week.
No, I literally don't. Check the lot. I haven't played in like.
Have you given up?
No, I genuinely I don't play. I can start playing again now because of this challenge. Actually, I'm gonna get onto it later in the pod. Ooh. But either way, I don't play solos, so don't do that.
Oh,
play every week. I literally don't play.
Well,
I literally don't.
I will say this has been one of our worst seasons. Not gonna lie, it's
the meta just doesn't fit them, man. The playstyle, man.
We've been playing shit. There's no excuses. Man. I'm just saying. We always know if it comes down to a couple ones, mate, you're getting fucking packed in. That's all that matters.
I'll hold my own. I'll hold my own. But as we've highlighted from this thread, the mechs don't mean nothing, bro. The mechs don't mean nothing.
I'm looking at my friends list. We got 275. You were not on this one. Ooh. Is that how low down you were?
That's how he's
my last 2 cash cups. I got 289 points last week. I got 298 the week before that.
Who remembers?
I remember, bro. I remember, and I remember at the end of after every catch up, I check my friends list. I see resub Destiny Jesus below me, and I'd say jobs are good.
I did a bad one that time.
Jobs are good, and I move on to the next week.
This one I did. been struggling.
It seems like Levin's
Coach Harry 255. Oh, that was not you playing with him.
I don't play. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Mini Minor 11 240 and us 259. Whoa,
okay, so that's 1 week. Why are you're cherry picking the weeks?
No. I said the one you were above. I said I was above. You didn't play. You were above. This one you were probably above because it was the 210 one where we stunk it up.
Check last week. Check the week before last week. You're going back weeks.
No, this is 2 weeks ago. You got 210 with Mini, and I got. Well, you got 214. I got 210 though. So
the thing is, it sounds like
the 230.
My 214 with Mini was a terrible.
That was a stinker. Like, we shared stinker
time.
Weeks there. Yeah.
But I still outplayed you that week. So.
It sounds like Levin's playing to beat Reese in terms of placement. Like last game,
I know.
11 alive, trying to win the game. Like Reese sounds like he's trying to qualify. I don't know. I'm not sure about.
No,
this.
do you know what it is? Genuinely, what it is we'll play the tournament, have a torrid time, and the only silver lining positive is, well, at least we outplayed recently. Like, actually, like if it wasn't for that, I'm like,
vibes are killed.
My mental is just so far gone. It's like you never want to be like the last of people you know on your friends list.
Yeah, that's true.
Know what I mean, like,
you know that because of the solos, right? You know that feeling. You just never want to go back. Yeah,
and it's funny because. I'm sure we all have this problem. We have like a lot of pros on our friends, so our friends lists are skewed.
Oh, so many.
Like
pros.
most people that play, like it's just your mates. You're probably gonna be somewhere near the top. Like it looks good, it feels good. I'm always gonna be low down, no matter what tournament I play. No matter how good I do, I'm always gonna be low down. And that shit hurts. It does. It does really
the one thing that makes me feel good in solos, my solo cash cups this season. I mean, my whole season has been wank, to be honest with you. But every time I open my friends list, I just see Coach Harry like 5 games played, 30 points. Just like every week. Yeah. I'm like, what has he been cooking up here? Like it was 3 games, 18 points, top 220k. I look at the match history, like 2 dead off spawn, and then like a 4 kill 30th. I'm like, what's he been cooking up here? That makes me feel better.
If you want to feel good about yourself, you should have Malibu on your friends list because that brother either qualifies or he's like top 20,000. I don't know. Like every time you'll be able to beat him on your friends list most of the time. So we'll do a cash cups.
Wins grands.
Yeah, until he wins grands. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And also, I was misremembering myself actually because I've not played duos the past week.
Yeah,
I play trios. But you don't play trios because it's on Friday. Yeah, so.
You're trying to outplace me by playing trios. I compare it against my duo.
It's tough. You've been dodging the trio placements, but it's fine.
Next season when it's not on a Friday,
You still gotta find a trio though, no? You gotta put the money.
Yeah. The
I don't know yet. I gotta figure that one out. We haven't put out the notice that we're looking for someone.
The blank check.
It's definitely not blank.
Okay, so back to the question of the week for a second, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
so I think we can all agree the Unreal player ain't doing crap in a solo World Cup.
No.
But the average player that wins $100 a week, so like someone who can like somewhat consistently, let's say like maybe once or twice a season, they win $100 from a solo cash cup. The kids that are, in the DJ and Reese solo masterclass picking up their first earnings or whatever. Could that kid beat 2019 Booga in the World Cup solo final?
No.
Depends if he wins the off one cash cup, or is he like a Jake Booker that always wins a game, right? Like,
so it's like someone who is likely to make earnings every season. So like they're likely to make like win 1 or 2 games within a season. Let's say they win, 200, 300 a season from solo cash cups.
I think that person might be rivaling potentially, but again, it's about, I think the pressure aspect is the hardest part, right? Like winning a solo cash cup game is pressure. Winning a game of World Cup when there's a whole stadium of children flossing and dancing and watching you, right, is slightly different. So I think if it was like there was no external part of that, like the pressure sitting at a LAN, then just the game quality of how hard a World Cup game is relative to like a solo Victory Cup game, I think they probably could. But adding all the extras on top of that, I'm going to say no. Yeah,
so someone on Reddit said, and this is like a bit of an alternative view to what you guys have sort of said, is He said, I think people are overestimating the quality of players during World Cup era. Yeah, you needed a pro game sense, but only because everyone played at that level. If you had modern mechanics with modern gameplay ideas and knowledge, I think it would be a cakewalk for many decent tournament players.
I think from like a... So there's one part that I disagree with, right? Where you are correct in that instance. We're saying, sure, mechanics and gameplay, but also one of the things that's always been true about pro players is that pro players have pro player aim. And they always have had pro player aim. And like a lot of the good players now, or the people you're talking about who are like earning or solo cash cups, right? Like they have learned the mechanics. They have learned how to play like a solo cash cup to win it. But fundamentally, they're still lacking a lot on the aim department, which does matter a lot. Now, do I think they could beat them 1-on-1? Yes. I think if you're taking that solo cash cup winner, a guy who's won, a couple every season, I think there's no doubt they're getting in a top 10 because a lot of those players were stinking it up. I'm not going to lie. But, would you be able to go on the run that like Booga did in a LAN environment? I don't know. I think the average 15, 16-year-old just shakes and shits himself and fumbles it, to be honest.
It's tough. I think where I land on it is similar to what you just said there, where it's like, I think they're guaranteed a top 5 across 6 games. Like the modern, like solo cash cup, finals, win a game every once in a while player. There's just so much about the game now that knowing now that I think would help you back then, to where even if that person doesn't even have the best mechs, like the ability to just sit in a baller, play dead side is like something that they are going to be actively thinking about way more than people back then would be, right? But even it's weird because that player jumping back, it's going to be a shock for them because the game's changed so much. Like there's so much now that you'd want to do that you couldn't do from a movement mechanics perspective, the way the zones work, blah, blah, blah. So like there's so much that would be different. And on top of that, Booga was so good that like, I think in most cases you probably still just get beat by him. Like I think it'd be like a neck and neck race between a lot of people and Booga. But like you said earlier, Boop, you watch it back and like Booga that won the World Cup as a solo player doesn't look out of place in today's game.
No.
There are definitely like times when you watch back footage from that era of Fortnite and go, bloody hell, these guys were average. But like that Booga World Cup performance in that lobby, yeah, man, I don't know if you can beat that, brother. Consistently.
I really wish in chess you have this thing where you can play against like a person's rating at their age. So for example, you could play against 13-year-old Magnus Carlsen. I wish Fortnite you can make an AI or like a bot where you could fight 2019 Booga in a 1v1 map, for example. Like it's got to be possible to some extent, but probably very difficult. But like I really wish we could do that because then people could see how good that brother was because he was insane. Like look at the montages. Like sure, it looks a little clunky, and sure, he might be doing chap 90s, not the German chap, but the OG chap. But like, yeah, that he was so fast, bro, and his aim was so good. Like,
and like his mechs in endgame as well, specifically. It's not even just like the straight 1v1 fighting. It's like his ability to just get stuff off consistently in endgame under that pressure, under that lag. Them solo cash cup players might not even be used to World Cup type of lag. It's like there's things there you got to adjust to. Yeah, I think it'd be hard.
Plus, then you get heavy sniped, or someone just RPGs in your box, or something. Like all the crappy loot pool that was in back then that people hadn't adjusted to yet. And how good are you going to be playing with 5 bandages and 6 AR bullets? Because the loot back then was awful.
Yeah.
You just don't have the patience.
I think that there's a natural question here that I want to take this, which is, of course, biasly way more interesting. Where do you think you would place if you were plonked in that lobby, right? There's, you can land wherever you want. You can play whatever out. Where do you think you're placing in that lobby now?
This is hard. Let me look at the World Cup leaderboard to get an idea for like the range of points and the players.
It was like 60-something points for first and then like 35 for second.
So how old is Psalm in World Cup? Let me see.
Honestly,
Psalm age.
Honestly, again,
that's not Psalm.
Maybe I'm having a howler here, but I would have made $1 million from World Cup, I think. If you let me sit in a baller and I'm just playing dead side, sat in my baller, I don't know, man. I think I'm getting to enough end games to have been top 4 and then make $1 million.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So Salma's 29 right now. So in World Cup, he was 24, which is, 4 years older than I am. Well, I am better than Levin, so if Levin's making $1 million, then I think I'm beating... I'm beating Booga. Nah, you know what? I think if I was sitting... you gave me, a few weeks to prepare, mentally, and to get, strats cooking, I think I could top 2. I think I could. I think I have the good enough mechs to do it. I just need the strategy to, out-strat everybody else, And then to get the shakes off of winning $1 million.
I also think you have to consider, and maybe this will sound like a bit of waffle to a lot of people, but World Cup was a lot of people's first experience playing. Mm-hmm. You simulate World Cup again, and I think the results look so different in terms of there would be so much variance to where I'm not even that worried about the fact that it'd be my first big time playing on that, because it's a lot of people's first big time playing. There's a lot of that, the nerves that people that had. Like Boop said, give me enough time to prep. If you just stick me in on the day and I'm just playing instead of fucking Creo or something, probably not doing that great, if I'm being honest, right? But give me enough time to prep. Yeah, man, get me in there, bro. I'm making $1 million.
You gotta think, how many of these people don't even have drop maps? They don't know that drop maps exist.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
So I remember speaking to Coach Fox about the Asia players, a year ago, and he said up until probably a year and a half or 2 years ago, no one on Asia used a drop map ever. So I'm thinking how many other players just at World Cup, which was 4 years or 3 years before that, wherever it was, just didn't have any clue how to get the best drop. So if you're thinking about being a baller player and you're landing on a baller, you're getting there first. If you got a drop
time.
Map. Yeah.
I'm getting a drop map and I'm landing on my baller every time. I got my loot route. I'm gonna have cap mats. I'm gonna have my baller. I don't need anything else.
Yeah,
I'll do Bizzle no gun challenge. Get me in there, max heals baller, max mats.
And then what happens when King W keys you?
I'm far away from King. King was keying in mid map and shit. I'm on King don't know what dead side is.
I mean, Surge. I mean, we got the screenshot here. There was to be 55 fair, alive, 4th zone. So 4 out of 9 zones, 55 alive. So
yeah,
Storm Surge was a bit of a bitch back then.
Yeah, but people didn't even have surge plans like that, bro. People are just thinking, yo, let me go fight someone. I'm sitting on a god hill with my baller. Bang, 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 tags everywhere. Rotate. Reese Hub fucking zone parity video. Ain't nobody know about zone parity, bro. Hey, get me in that lobby. I'm ready. Kind of.
That's bottom 10, yeah.
I'd be shaking a bit.
I was not making $1 million.
I feel like it might be one of those where you... See, even if you were nervous, right? And if you knew all the strats, I feel like a top 10 surely is at least guaranteed, right?
Because have
to. Surely. I want to see an above map of how Deadside looked through that entire game, because that must be the easiest lobby in the world to play Deadside on, comparatively, to other major tournaments, because just no one knew what it was.
Literally.
I can already see the comments though. It's these old men don't know what the you can go dead side, but you still gonna get you're gonna get shot at, you're gonna get tagged, you need surge. You can't just only go dead side. I don't know. I think only reason I say top 2 is because Levin said top 4. But if I'm being fully honest, I think maybe I'll get a 14th or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
humble gimmick.
Yeah, see, humble.
Yeah, humble gimmick.
But if Levin's saying top 4, then I'm getting second in his world. But otherwise, top 14 is what I'm picking.
Bro,
oh my god!
Quartz, get these maps up. Please
get these maps right on.
Producer Quartz has just gotten some screenshots from what the map looked like in some of those World Cup games.
Oh my god!
I'm telling you right now, yeah. Most of you watching this are placing decently at World Cup. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna win, because Booga's Booga, and I know we have a rep of hating Booga here, but we love Booga.
We're giving him his props in 2019, We
will absolutely give Booga's props here. I'm not saying I'm winning, but I'm doing well in these lobbies, bro. Look at Deadside, bro. Can we get these up?
That is crazy.
bro,
you're still gonna get surge though before you get to that
solar
side.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like it's not like I don't know that. Do you know what I mean? It's like like you said, you're gonna have enough time to cook up a plan. You're gonna be thinking things that brothers aren't even thinking. Yeah, man. I don't know.
Yeah, never mind. I'm fucking beating Booga.
Right. See this map, right? Let's put a little analytical spin on this here. Zone priority wise, in the center of this zone, like the one that's currently open, there's so many god hills that you can get easy surge on them. All those players to the north. Not a single player is down south. If you get like 100, 200 more damage sitting there, you just rotate into like the center of this next zone. Then you just already above surge, zone priority on everyone, freest rotates of all time. Nah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'll be so real. Like the game's just too advanced now, bro. I'll be so like I'm doing a job in this lobby, 100%. I'm doing a job.
Walking away with a paycheck as well.
For real. All right, man.
Lucky we never actually have to,
prove it.
I could say anything. Yeah, I could just talk, right?
Fuck, Booga, I'm winning.
You finally found out the use of being a viewing party because you can talk the absolute bullshit, but I've never had to play a tournament to prove it. You know, so that's fine.
One day we're going to be invited to some massive LAN tournament. Yeah. We are the creators now, so surely like content creator invite tournament we get invited to that they never host anymore. We started creating content at the wrong time. I just realized that, then we have to put our money where our mouths are.
Yeah, man. If they bring back proms, stick me in there. They probably ask me to cast it. To be honest,
yeah, stick me in there. Then. Come on,
get me
I'll do it. I'll be Reese. I think I'm top 5 content creators, low key.
No,
you could.
Who's the best content, like actual
Clicks.
content creator? Nah, he's not a content creator. Like he's a pro.
Non-pros, but like no.
Like who's the actual like who's up there? I don't know.
Like Martos or some shit, Raiders. I don't fucking know. Like someone with some great like Martos is.
Yeah, but Martos doesn't play though. Like,
he would still put you in the whoopty. Like
he'd put you in the whoopty quickly,
and he'd do it with style.
I don't know. I wouldn't know. I think I beat Martos. I can't lie, man. I beat Martos.
Hey.
Okay, bro's delusional.
Yeah, like the guy that does backflips in the fight. Oh, so Cyber PK is getting put in the fucking box. What the fuck? Like he can buy my whole family tree, but like other than that, I'm putting him in the box. He's dead.
I don't know, bro. I think Nick K30 might put you down, bro.
Nah,
low key.
What? I think he might.
Put you in the lobby with Oatly. I'm sorry, you're getting boxed 10 out of 10.
He's a professional.
He's on OCE. There's no such thing as a fucking pro. Come on.
See, me personally, I love the Oceania region. I don't associate with this.
Hey, you know, we actually have like a good amount of viewers from Australia.
Did you not see the stats? God damn it, man.
I just talked up their best player. Like, come on, what are you saying?
No, Boop and I, we were talking about the percentages last week, and like 40% of our viewers are like US, and then it's like a lot of UK. But then I think the next highest like country was just Australia or something like that.
Dang, I need to check what mine is. Maybe I need to stop smack talking them for my own personal benefit.
I feel bad because somebody commented, they were like, "Yo, like you guys diss OC too much, man. Like we actually enjoy your pod. Like, you guys roast us."
You guys fucking suck though. Let me see, audience.
Sorry for the listeners. Hey, welcome back to another episode. This is episode 27 of FNtasia podcast. It's been an interesting week in Fortnite, and by interesting I mean very slow. There's not much going on, hence why we just spent 30 minutes talking about what we do in the World Cup lobby.
How we would do in the World Cup
how
lobby.
we would do. How dominant we would be, you mean?
Right. Naturally though, we do still have some things we want to get into. Of course, as always, I appreciate your support. Thank you for all of your lovely comments, the likes on the videos, the people tuning in to watch. It does not go unnoticed. We have some exciting times ahead in Fortnite. Even though things might be a bit slow now, we obviously have OG coming up soon, then the new chapter very quickly after that. So things are going to start ramping up here. I know I saw someone comment in. He was like, I really enjoy these podcasts, especially the long ones. I was like, okay, buddy, we get it. Like the last couple eps ain't been the 3-hour jumbo specials we used to do, but you know,
give me global championships, FNCS grands. You know, we give us something to talk about. Maybe some waffle on. That's it. Give us a 2 weeks to OG season. Maybe we lack a little bit of something here and there.
Something more there. Maybe. Either way, though, let's get into some of the super thanks from this week, because we had some amazing people leave their thoughts, and a lot of the comments this week felt very centered around our good friend who isn't here today, unfortunately, Coach Harry. But Poke, thank you very much for the super thanks. Poke said, my girlfriend said she finds Harry the ginger rat the most attractive out of all of you. So we had to break up because we all know the most attractive is the big dog.
Yeah! Pokey, hopefully after, not a Pokeball, hopefully a Pokemon, coming after my heart with the name and the compliment there. Hope you're over the age of 18 now I say that comment.
Okay. Okay. I didn't realize this was a dating simulator for Vicia. Okay.
Oh, well. Right. Sorry, I have to dump my girlfriend too then, I guess.
Yeah.
Pokey,
thanks for the $2 though.
For $2.
Pokey, you ain't fooling no one. You ain't got a girlfriend. Stop it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the profile picture. That ain't Pokey.
Well, nah, Pokey ain't got a girlfriend. Let's stop it. All right, thank you very much, though, Pokey. Let's go on to the next one. Salt says, FNtasia, please put these £2 into the resurrection of Harry's glazing corner. I need to know more about underrated Polish placement players.
Did we even mention Polish players?
Yes. Yeah.
Dinas and Picks, remember?
Yeah.
No, we didn't.
We did. 100%.
Did we?
Yeah.
So unrememberable Harry's comments.
But no, you say that, but actually, after that app, I've seen a lot more people being like, "Hey, Demas and Picks are pretty good," So as much as people want to clown Harry, his influence is very much there.
He's going global.
When he says something, people pay attention, and that's all that matters. When Harry's back, we'll bring back Harry's weekly award, and we'll give him a chance to glaze some players.
We just got to call it the glazing corner. We can't be calling it Harry's weekly award.
No, because we're not calling it the glazing corner.
Harry's meat.
We're not calling it the glazing corner. Thank you very much.
You might not call it that, but deep down, the audience and myself, at least, the real fans know this is Harry's glazing corner.
Oh, man. All right. JKC, what did JKC say? This JKC's always here.
We're bankrupt to this guy, I swear.
Honestly, shout out to JKC. On God, watching this podcast while playing solo ranked goes hard. Hey, there you go. Listen to the pod while playing solo ranked. If you don't want to have the YouTube browser up because Chrome is eating up your PC memory, just listen on Spotify, because the podcast is available on Spotify as well, if you didn't know.
Behind you.
That was...
Got him. He turned around.
You got me. No, you got me. I was like, what? A couple weeks ago, you guys were talking about the worst excuses for dying. Well, once I was playing NA at 1 a.m. in the morning, Max Passion. I was mid-rotate when I looked down and a massive spider was crawling across my keyboard hand. I pulled my hand away and got 200 O'd instantly. Sounds unbelievable, but I can understand why any teammates were angry.
I feel like this didn't happen, and he's just trying to convince the teammates. Like, trust me, the guys talked about it on the podcast. It honestly happened, you know.
I swear the spider was there. Yeah, I swear, bro. Yeah, that's mad. That'd freak me the hell out. Like, but I'm still not hearing it if I'm your teammate.
Yeah. No.
Absolutely not.
I'm not hearing it. Thank you, JKC, as always. And this week, another repeat super thanker. Number 1, the victory out of the week.
Damn.
Go see, if you're playing solo rank, that must confuse the hell out of you. The number 1 of the week goes to Fresh Boy Swag Almighty once again. He said, appreciate the shout out. I think it could have been Jermaine Genius who was behind the Freaky Fields update. Shame to see retired streamer Coach Harry get his segment cut off the one. Oh, man.
I don't know that reference, but I think that's a good one.
Jermaine Genius is a football pundit, and essentially he had some accusations of misconduct in the workplace. Of course. Okay. Inappropriate misconduct. So him being behind Freaky Fields would make sense. It's funny because last week, I think this is also because last week we mentioned Jermaine Genius because of the new addition to this number 1 screen, which is coin. On the Freaky Fields thing, did you guys see the Fortnite Australia account tweet? The Fortnite Australia account tweets like not an official Fortnite account on Twitter, and they tweeted about Freaky Fields, and I saw it on my timeline. what's the it's like Fortnite ANZ or something like that.
ANZ. Yeah, I'm trying to have a look.
Yeah. What did they do? They tweeted something. I don't know if Courts can get it up. Maybe not, but...
We went to Freaky Fields and they all knew you there.
And it's like, and I read that and I was like, okay, well, this can be, they know what they're doing with this comment because this can be taken out of context. It can be whatever. But then like they were like replying to everyone, and I'm just not very used to these types of replies from the Fortnite account. And they were replying to some stuff where I just didn't think they would reply, if I'm being quite frank. So shout out to whoever wants the Fortnite ANZ because they're the realist, clearly. But yeah, thank you, Fresh Ball Swag Almighty. Appreciate you.
Dope.
Harry's segment has not been cut, guys. We just forgot to do it last week.
We just couldn't have Harry on after the allegations anymore, man. His segment got cut.
Yeah. Well, Harry will be back, and when he's back, you'll get some more glazing content
in a corner.
If that's how you guys want to put it.
Harry's favorite.
Of course. All right, so because you guys wanted Harry's glazing corner so badly, and he is unfortunately not here to make it happen, we did find the closest thing to Harry today, which is a shaved mustache resub, because who the hell knows why he shaved his mustache after everyone loved it so much.
Harry did it first, to be fair to him.
So Reese is now copying Harry, yeah.
Like the allegations are true.
So I didn't actually watch last week's podcast. Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to break news. And Coach Harry has not streamed because he's retired. So therefore, I actually did not know that Harry shaved his mustache. And the reason I shaved my mustache is because 2 weeks ago when we did the episode together, I saw Harry's mustache was starting to thicken up a little bit, which basically means it is like mine is now, right? And I saw that and I was like, he's going to kill this trend. He's going to ruin it. He's going to fuck it up for me. I've got to end this before it gets started. So I just cut it all off and I've never looked back. Now, though, I fully clean shaved my face and my mustache. And I looked at myself in the mirror. I was like, who's this thumb that I'm looking at right now? So, yeah, it's coming back, basically.
Wow, okay. Well, good to know the alpha stash is coming back.
It will be, yes.
Do you have some glazing corner content for us? Who are you?
Some mild mini glazing corner.
Okay, go on, give it to us.
Now, usually Harry's glazing corner is specifically for unknown players, which this is not, because I did not bother looking. But over the last few weeks, I've been trying to learn a lot about fighting, making a fighting masterclass. So I've been looking through so many different players and trying to learn from like solo cash cut placements. How do they fight? How do they W key? How do they do good? All of these wide variety. How do they do duos as well? And the one player, usually when you go through a certain period of time, you're trying to look for something. There's always like a player or a team that stands out to you a ton. Think back to learning about gameplay and like how to play a game. Everyone always jokes, all the pros say, if you want to learn a meta, watch Kamiseti's first tournament of the season. You'll learn a ton. And Kamiseti have always been ones. Now I found my new fighting guy, and it's just bolts. It's just bolts. It's not the new fighting guy, but it's just the fighting guy. The amount of things I have learned almost every single fight just from watching bolts is insane. Just unreal. The smallest, most stupid one for this season, hopefully the gatekeeper will be gone, so this is just irrelevant, but this will be his part or something. If you spray a wall once with a burst, any wall, if it's fully built metal, two sprays, and just look at someone with a gatekeeper, if they're on the other side of the wall, whatever they do, they're fucked. Because if they edit and they're hiding behind a peak, you can just take it with a gatekeeper. If they do a bad edit, you just shoot them with a gatekeeper. So literally, if you have a gatekeeper, spray a wall once and just stare at them. That's it.
Hello, loyal FNtasia listener. Unfortunately, this part of the podcast had a problem with the audio, and so we've sadly had to cut it out. But don't you worry, you didn't miss much. It was just Resub glazing over bolts a bit more. Enjoy the rest of the show.
What's the word? It's usually a good sign if everyone's just like, this guy's cheating, If everyone just thinks this guy's cheating, that means you're probably doing something right when it comes to fighting.
Until you're actually caught cheating. Then it's usually
of course. Yeah. But if it's like a wave, where he just pops out and people are like, oh, this guy's just cheating. But there's not like tons of accusations. It's just like, oh, that, there's just a little bit of light sprinkling of accusation on there. That's usually a good sign for a guy who's going to be a top fighter, you know?
Yeah, you need a light sprinkle.
I mean, Chap did not have a light sprinkle. Chap had a mean, hefty...
full-fledged
I disagree with that, because his cheating quotes was like... It was short-lived in terms of time. It was like one clip or two clips, and it was for like a couple weeks, and then that was it. And sure, he got like a bit of a reputation with the noobs, but it wasn't like every pro was sitting there going, "This guy's just cheated his ass off." I can't believe it. You know, it was like
he got the honorary Tayson tweet. I've never seen Tayson tweet out clips, but Tayson put out a hit on that brother. So I don't know.
Was he looking to get contested or something?
I'm with Boopy. I think Chap went through a pretty compared to like the average. I think he went through quite the intense haze.
I feel like if it doesn't last for like a whole year, it's not intense enough. You know,
I don't think anyone's ever lasted the whole year.
Yeah, because they get banned because they're actually cheating.
Right, but I'm saying of the players who like were legit and just good and got like accusations, like it's never going to be a whole year. Eventually, people just like.
We can look at it with Wolvax now. He's the next one up, right? So see how long that lasts.
Yeah, I mean, we will see, I guess. Shout out to Wolf. The other day, I'm in call with Venno and Pink, and Wolvax is watching Pink's stream, and like Venno, I think, like said something accusing Wolvax of cheating, right? And Wolvax gets really upset because he's like thinks I'm an epic employee. No, but he thinks I'm like an epic employee. So he's like, bro, stop talking about me cheating in front of like an epic employee, bro. Like you're gonna get me in trouble. I was like trolling the shit. I was like, we gotta report this up the chain. I'm gonna have to take this into. I started full just trolling.
Dude, Wolvax, he's an honorary. He's a classic Boop viewer. And one of the days he was like, you know what, Boop, I want to be an air traffic controller. But like the 5 minutes before that, we were talking about like time zones. He was like, why do time zones exist? You know, like why is it even fun? So like he wants to be an air traffic controller. So like, you know, the brother is on something. I doubt it. I don't know. He's got some interesting takes sometimes.
Yeah,
he's very active though.
Let's talk about some trios. And the way in which I want to talk about some trios is something we ain't done in a while. It's blind rankings.
Ooh.
We're going to do some blind rankings here today, and we got two different categories of trios. So we have some trios of today's era, people who have been performing in the recent Cash Cups and whatnot. Some of these trios aren't actually set, but they're still on here because they've played. So you're going to have to just work with that. And then we have some OG trios, some of the greatest trios of all time, people who have won FNCSs, etc., etc. And so, to begin with, Reese boy, you're a blind ranking veteran. Which one do you want to go with today? You want to go with the OGs, the classics?
I'll go the OGs. I think this works much better because I can't remember. I don't know the recent leaderboards, but my memory from chapter 2 will be much better.
You've not been as locked in. Fair play. That's fine. All right, let's get into it. To start off with, your first trio is going to be Calc, Zextro, and Macwood.
Ooh, there was a lot of potential. There was a lot of potential in these three.
But they didn't win in FNCS.
Exactly. I feel like, if I remember, I wasn't watching much of any. They could have won Squad Season 1 as well. I can't remember. Pretty good. I'm going to go number 3.
Okay, number 3. Listen, I'm a big Zextro fan, and
you
Calc
are.
fan, to be fair. I had a podcast with Calc back in the day. Many people do not know that. All right, next team.
Okay.
Ooh, Saf, Zate, Stretch. I mean, that's got to be one of the top 2 slots. I think I'm going to go with number 2, just because I don't know who else is on here, but that could be a choke.
One of my favorite trios to never win an FNCS. All right, go on.
I can't remember where these guys placed.
Avery, and Jampa.
They didn't win.
They did not win.
Focused.
I'm going to go 9th, because I can't remember anything about this trio.
Booga Hate.
And Booga Hate. It's still this podcast. We talked nice about him earlier. 2 Stormrick Kiriachi. Oh,
that was a frag trio.
What a heater of a trio.
Yeah.
FNCS winning trio as well.
Chapter 2, season 7?
Yes.
6? 7? Yeah.
I think it
was
7.
Man.
They started aura, this trio.
They did.
Like, people were so afraid of this trio.
I mean, I've got to go 4. I wish I could have put them above Calix team, I would say, though. So I'm going to go 4.
All right. Who's next? Hen, Janice, and Chapix.
You know where these guys are going, Levin. You know where we're putting these guys. Straight in number 1. We love Hen, Janice, Chapix. These guys were the... You talking about aura. These guys had some crazy aura around that time. Oh, 10. Sorry, Tommy. Sorry, Tommy and Bloomy.
Tomsy, Bloomy, and Percy.
Tommy, Bloomy, and Percy.
Fun fact, Percy was 11 years old, apparently, 11. In that trio. Yeah.
11, yeah. Crazy. Noah, Vadil, and Reason. These guys had some... This was like the most fun trio to watch, but these guys had no clue what they were doing. They were just W-keying everyone. It was nuts. More aura. That'll be number 5, surely.
Okay, not bad.
Some odd slots now. And Lex, Stacey, X-Squeeze. These guys were really good as well.
They were so good.
Fighting for first place in Chapter 2, Season 4 against Tayson and whatnot. They all switched out their other teammate a lot. I'm going to put them 6th. I mean, I'm just basically filling top down now, so who knows what the last two are.
Too early, I think.
Yeah. Mongrel beat Tayson. They won, but like they were not that good. So yeah, 7th. That's actually fine. I probably would have put them there anyway. Who we got last? Debut reverse. Stinker. I mean, that ended up a bit stinky. I'm happy with Hen. I mean, I probably as an NA hater, those guys were like the messiest trio of all time. Debut reverse were like. Watching their gameplay, it was just one of those classics that just didn't make any sense, where they were just in like some horrible positions a lot of times, and they would just always make their way out of it. Kind of just how like Miro's played all the way through, right? Where you're like, this guy's going to die soon. And then 10 minutes later, he's still going, you know?
I think you kind of had a mare put in Kalk and Zayt as high as you did.
Yeah.
Because those were like, especially with Zayt, like that was a great trio. I was a big fan of them. But one, they never won an FNCS, even though they probably were good enough to. They never won an FNCS, and it's like so many of those teams you ended up putting below them.
Yeah, it got a bit stinky after that.
Yeah.
I was just like, these are cool guys. I didn't think about who might 11 have picked next.
To be fair though, so like the way it works is I give so obviously it's top 10, but I give Quartz a list of longer than 10. So I don't know who's actually going to be in that. Right, the actual
interesting.
One.
Okay.
Because it works that way. All right, Boop, you got some current trios now to rank.
Oh, okay.
This should be easier for you to not have a stinky list. I feel like with some good thought, you should be good at. But
you overestimate my ability.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. All right, let's get into it. Let's see. Who have you got first?
Ooh. Oh, these are current trios. Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Rapid, Bolts, and Pollo.
I'm gonna. This might be a controversial take, but I'm gonna put them 2nd.
Ooh, okay.
There's a reason why. It'll come probably because of what's coming next.
This is a Bolts Glaze podcast. Okay. Pink, Kiro, and Thomas, who played the NA Cash Cup with each other last week.
Did they qualify?
They did qualify. Yes.
I can't lie. This just sounds like a dudded trio at 8th.
Okay, number 8 for Pink Kiro Thomas. Not a believer. All right, Vico Chap Flixie.
Crap. I may put. I'm gonna put. I mean, I know what's coming for first place. So I'm gonna put them 3rd. I think I know what's coming for first place.
You never know what's coming though, right? As I explained before. Aviv, Reet, and Epic Whale.
This is so random of a trio. It just doesn't ever make sense yet. Not really. Are they better than Pink Hero and Thomas HD though? As individual players, probably not. But as a trio, maybe not. I'm gonna put them 9th. Actually.
Interesting. I don't think NA fans will like that one. All right,
you're gonna have to deal with it.
You're gonna have to deal with it, mate.
I
will. Ping, Wox, and Malibuka.
I'm gonna put them 5th. I'm just gonna save that slot for 4th. They're a very good trio, though.
I agree. All right, who's next? Muzz, Clicks, and Rise.
Do I want to save a spot here? Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, it would be very nice to put them 4th, but no, I'm gonna put them in 7th.
Okay. Duke's Acorn Canada.
Easy 6th.
I think that's
I'm bagging it here. This might be issues.
I dropped Della and Marius, who just won the EU Cash Cup.
Oh, they won such a good region too. Oof. Well, they're not better than Ping Walks and Malibuca, but they're not worse than a VV and Epic Will.
You're just gonna have to put them somewhere.
I'm gonna put a safe 4th place. There's gotta be a stinker trio here coming, surely, like an Archie. First place, boom! I knew it.
Swizzy, Mustache, and Vanya.
If this is Peterbot, it's cooked.
Haris, Tayson, Skivvy.
See, I mean, it's gonna be 10th. Like, it's okay. Like, they'll probably like put up a few more spots, but like they're not in the top 5 right now. So like, I'm not too angry about this one. I'm not awfully angry.
That's not bad.
That's not bad actually.
I think I kind of cooked here. I think there's a few I can mix around. Like probably the eye drop one might have been lower, but yeah, this is actually I think I cooked here. I think I did well.
Yeah, that's not too bad. That's fair. I'm not gonna lie. In the pool of trios for current trios, there was Mini Man 11 2K and Coach Harry, and I was really hoping you'd put someone else 10th, and then you'd have to put us like higher.
I knew it was coming. I knew there was going to be one stinker for sure.
You always got to throw in a stinker in there, you know, just to like make the list look troll.
Imagine it had been the last one and only first was free.
Yeah, you wanted that. I thank God for the Mersash to pop up. The others,
unreal. All right, well. It's funny because obviously we sort of saw that trio there. I drop Marius and Della, who won the Cash Cup last week.
Yeah.
And it was interesting seeing them win the Cash Cup last week because Marius has obviously been playing with Mongo and Savage, and things weren't too amazing with that trio. A lot of people thinking, how do we make this work? We talked about it on the podcast, right? Like, how can that trio change for it to work? And then Mongo and Savage go on holiday, and instantly Marius wins a Cash Cup.
This is why you never take days off, chat. This is why you never take days off. You always got to keep grinding, because this opportunity could have never happened if they just didn't go on holiday. But now we have an awkward one, because, I mean, dude, like, Marius played with Mongo and Savage for 2 weeks of trio Cash Cups. Didn't qualify both. He could still qualify one of them. I think the communities are trying very hard to get 7 people banned in order for them to play the last final. Probably much to no avail, but the fact that Marius comes in, qualifies with a random trio, and ends up winning the whole thing is definitely cause for concern amongst the Mongo and Savage fans here. It goes down to the question of what do you do with your Marius, right? Like, do you want... Actually, no, let me actually rephrase this. I'm going to swap the question to you guys. Do you see this trio, Marius, Della, and I drop? Do you see that as being a trio that's top 5 in EU FNCS?
No. I think they lack surely they lack a good IGL in that team for like an FNCS Grand Finals. Like, this is a trio Cash Cup is one thing, but you know, being able to actually perform in an FNCS Grand Finals, do they have that ability? I'm not necessarily sure they do. And what was interesting to me is the fact that this trio had Trulex on it before. It was Trulex, iDrop, and Dela beforehand. And obviously, you know, whether or not they're just filling or whatever or not happened, they dropped out their knowledgeable man for fighter man, and obviously did much better in this setup. But when it comes to actually FNCS Grand Finals at top 5, I'm not entirely sure.
That's typically how Cash Cups work, innit? You drop your smart man for the Fragger man and result go up. So logically, Fragger man must be better, right?
I'm dropping some heat here, you know?
Yeah, no, top analysis, as always. I think it's hard to judge whether or not this type of formula will work, more so from the perspective of like iDrop as like an IGL. I think iDrop is really smart and really knowledgeable, and like in the past he obviously has experience IGLing. I think iDrop is probably good enough to IGL, but I actually don't think I'd want him IGL in my team. Like, I'd rather iDrop be like the sort of like secondary IGL, someone who like gives input but doesn't have that pressure of being able to or having to make every decision in a team. I'd be curious. Maybe we just get iDrop on there and we ask him, you know, hey, would you want an IGL? We can kind of do that. And then any questions we have, we can just get answered. But I would love to actually ask him, like, if he feels comfortable IGL or if he'd want to IGL in trios at all. Because obviously, last week, he also played the Cash Cup with Trulex and they did incredibly well, right? They literally won it. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see. He's very good week for iDrop. That's for one.
Yeah, maybe just milking Trulex for all his knowledge. That's it.
Right. But I guess keeping it on the topic of like Marius and then like how that works with Mongrel and Savage. One, it comes down to priority, right? Because you know, if his priority is like content and longevity of career and maybe making it into something, then maybe he is more swayed towards just sticking it out with Mongrel and Savage. I don't think I agree with this like notion that, oh, if he can't win an FNCS with iDrop and Della, then he shouldn't do that. It's not because it's not an FNCS winning trio, then it's just not worth it. I don't agree with that. I think everything's steps and stages. So this step of playing with those guys, for example, if that's ended up being a trio, would be a step closer to being able to win an FNCS. And that would in turn take him closer to that goal. Whereas like, I think because it's not the instant, well, this is an FNCS winning trio, so you should just go for it. I don't think that makes much sense. I think that's a bad outlook on it, especially since like Marius, as good as he is and as, you know, high as he hit earlier this year, like you wouldn't traditionally say he's an FNCS winning player, right? Like whenever we have conversations about EU Fortnite, there's always that pool of players who we go, yeah, these guys are likely to win an FNCS, right? And even though that's changed a bit because now you throw in like the Flixie, Vico, Chaps maybe in that convo, right? Because of how well they did last year. Like for the most part, that pool has stayed very similar and Marius wouldn't be in that pool. So no matter what, he realistically isn't going to get on an FNCS winning trio. But if he can get on a trio that gets him closer to winning an FNCS, so maybe a trio that maybe can get him a top 5 or get him a, you know what I'm saying? Then I think that's a good move for him because after that trio, maybe you get better, you maybe have a chance to win. Maybe you piss off and go play with somebody else who gives you a better chance of winning. So I don't know. I guess it's down to his priority.
The problem, I agree with that take. I think that one of the issues that a lot of players have, and we hate, I mean, we always use this, but we say aura, right? Like, I think it becomes very, very quickly, it's become very easy to lose your aura as a player. You know, one bad season, 2 bad seasons, and all of a sudden you kind of lose it, right? I mean, shit, even Marius was like top 4 on FNCS, dudded with Sangyod, and after that, everyone started calling him shit again, right? So, I think that's very difficult as a player, as a decision to make. But you could see also flip the other way. Is like, okay, what are the expectations for Mongrel, Savage, and Marius, right? Like, okay, maybe they're not like a top 5 trio, but they could maybe have a potential for like a top 10, potentially, in like an FNCS, right? If they have like a nice improvement OIC, right? Like, maybe that kind of helps bring up Marius too. It's like, hey, look, you got top 10 with Mongrel and Savage, and, you know, that's an unlikely thing to happen. Maybe that moves his stocks up to some extent, but I think it's a really difficult choice to make. The fact that he's probably not guaranteed to top 10 with to top 5 with an iDrop and Della kind of makes, from my perspective, more sense for him to just stick it out with like a Mongrel and Savage and then try to grow that part of his brand, and then maybe his aura stays the same. But I think it's a very difficult decision to make. I think also this week, I believe Mongrel's taking the whole time off until November, so they probably won't even play another Cash Cup at all. So I think I asked Marius yesterday during Solo Cash Cup whether or not he's going to play, who's playing with this week. He said iDrop and Della again, so it might already be over in that sense, potentially. Unfortunately.
At risk of alerting the masses here, I think you're overrating the difference between an iDrop and Trulex / Della versus Mongrel and Savage right now, in the context of ability to do something in an FNCS. Like, I think
I agree.
Right now, saying that like the chances of like top 10ing with either is like similar is I don't think it's close right now. I think we need to see a lot more from Mongrel and Savage before we can be like, hey, this is going to be a team that these are going to be 2 players who, with a third, can consistently, 1, qualify for grand finals, and 2, be a team that can top 10 in the grand finals. Like, their progression over the course of the year was insane. Like, they've gotten so much better. Like, especially specifically when you're looking at duos, right? They got so much better. Mongrel in particular, right? Improved a bunch. And they made things work in NA, right? They got to finals, everything was cool, and they probably would have done much better had there not been the changes to the meta that there were. But still, coming back to EU, they've struggled in cash cups and whatnot. Like, I don't know. I think we need to see more from them in trios before I'm like, okay, this team's going to be good to qual for grand finals. Plus, who knows what the hell the format is next year? Like, the format for next year could end up being making it even harder for like Mongrel and Savage to succeed and in competitive, depending on, you know, what happens. So yeah, I don't know. I think if you're Marius, you make the best competitive decision, and you let the content follow, because like you sort of highlighted, fans are fickle, and so unless that trio does really, really well and Marius is clearly a standout player in that trio, people will be quick to turn on them anyway. So like, it doesn't feel like much upside there outside of the, yeah, but I guess my content will do much better, which is a big deal. Like, I don't want to underplay that, but I don't know. I think you make the best competitive decision at this stage in your career if you're married.
Might not even matter, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because like, I feel like nowadays viewers and people flock to the guy that's crazy, right? Look at like the 20 ball Marius is like, if that guy's performing, people go to him anyways. You see the viewership, Peter about Pools just being such a good player. So maybe play with Mongo Savage. If you have bad placements, you also lose content too. Like, you don't make a final, that's 3 hours of streaming you're losing, or a YouTube video that you're losing. So yeah, I can see both sides on this. The selfish part of me, I think, just wants to watch Marius play with Mongo Savage, because I fear the options are very, very dire if it's not Marius anymore, right? Like, I don't know who's next on the totem pole in terms of a good competitive player who's also willing to stream and make content. I mean, the only other one that I can think of is Pink, if he's trying to stream, but he's more focused on competitive. So he wants to play more competitive. He's been streaming less, but he's been streaming again now. I don't know. So if Pink's out of the picture, then I can't name you a single player who fits the bill.
Well, look at producer Quartz doing some producing in our chat. He just said, hey, next sub segment from this is who should Mongrel and Savage play with if Marius drops them. So boop, just you and Quartz clearly just locked in.
We just got that vibe,
on the same, both just amazing producers, clearly.
Great content.
You're right though. Who fits in with Mongrel and Savage? Like, who do they play with?
I'm ready to step up, guys. I'm a content creator, ready to create some content, guys. Just shoot me a DM. I'll be here.
If you need someone to call your mats while they're dead, Resub is your guy.
I actually mark zone and forget the mats.
Right.
I'll also say nice every time you get a kill. That's
so good.
You're so good, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not
good.
Coach Harry meat riding. I just say nice.
It's funny. Did you guys see the clip of Mongrel clip farming saying that Poyo asked them to play and they didn't want to, play with Poyo? I found that hilarious. Yeah, it was like, I think it did numbers on Twitter naturally, right? Because all the kids are like, of course. What? Like, what? Mongrel and Poyo wants to play with Mongrel and Savage? I don't know what they do. Do they like just go back to NA or something? Maybe we're at the point where we actually just have to cook up the stuff that people were cooking up at the start of trio announcements, where they just go to like Brazil or Asia or some shit and like play with King or Coyote or something.
Is it just going to be Mongrel Savage Clicks? Is that just going to be it?
No, because Clicks has good Clicks can get on
He does have good options, man. Rise and Muzz is good.
Rise and Muzz is a good. I mean, it's, my tier list didn't say that, but I think they're a pretty decent trio. Like, not horrible.
Yeah, no, I think they are a good trio, and like Clicks genuinely has good options, and Clicks is a good player. So I don't think it makes any sense for Clicks to, be like, hey, Mongrel and Savage, let's run it, unless he thought I'm washed, I'm dudded. Or unless he was like, I just don't want to put in the effort and I want to just have fun, right? Because to some extent, we could argue is sort of what Savage has been doing. He's like, I want to have fun playing competitive and focus more on the content. And so Mongrel makes more sense in that sense. So I think Click still has more of a competitive, like, I want to win.
I'm looking through the NA trios and I'm still like, who is he going to split? Like, it's kind of the similar thing where all the top players are in one team. Or in a batch of teams, and then everyone else seems to have their trios relatively sorted. But out of those people, it's like who is the fit? I have absolutely no idea.
Who do Mongrel and Savage play? Do Mongrel and Savage play with like Kanada or some shit? I don't know if Kanada has a set trio yet. Like, do they like get Kanada as an IGL? Because he's down to stream and he's good and he's smart.
That would be great. That would actually make a lot of sense. And that's not doesn't make sense for Kanada.
It doesn't make sense for Kanada.
Not one bit, but that makes a lot of sense for them as a team because he would actually then have like a good IGL. He can fight. He streams. He's like got a good personality. You know.
The option was already considered, and Kanada basically said no if you play with Mongol. So, I think he's. I think I saw a Twitter clip floating around. So, like, I think he's down to play with brother Savage, but not brother Mongo, unfortunately.
Oofed.
I mean, dude. I mean, we mentioned him before. Fuck it, put Wolvax on the lineup, man. You know, like.
I love that trio last.
I bet you he'd be down. I think he'd be probably a stat. He probably watched OG Mongo videos when he was 9 years old, you know, like he's probably fully down. Get the stocks back up or something. I mean, shit, maybe you pull a chap.
I hate to bring this back, but at what point do we just have to give Mitro the call up?
Yo, Ozzy's been on it already.
Yeah, I know.
Ozzy's been in the DMs.
Play with them. I need a new YouTube video,
bro. I mean, because like genuinely, nobody fits all the requirements. Like you can find someone who'd be down to stream, but they might not be good enough, or they might not fit the team dynamic. Like you can find someone who's good, but he wouldn't want to stream. You can find someone who'd want to play with Savage, but they wouldn't want to play with Mongo. Like you can find something, but it's just so hard to make it work.
I just know there's gonna be a YouTube comment, and they're gonna be named like random tier 1 pro. Like, dude, why don't they just play with Malabuka? Like, stop typing. I know you're about to type
Malabuka
it.
As well.
I know you're about to type that comment, but please don't. Let's be realistic about it. You know, there's not going to be a tier 1 option.
He just needs to play with Peterball. That's it.
Like I'm sure Peterball sounds great in theory, guys. Like, you know, the old fraggers.
Yeah,
like you have to be realistic about the options.
Yeah, Levin, you're such an idiot. He wasn't trolling about the Poyo thing. Like Poyo genuinely asked him to play. Like, come on, Levin. Like I thought you knew what you were talking about. It's going to be real tough. Let us know in the comment section down below who you think is a good fit for Mongo and Savage and say why. Like, give an actual explanation of why you think that person makes sense. And you have to understand this person has to likely be willing to be fine with, you know, streaming, playing, is good.
Getting stream sniped.
You know, there's so much that comes with it.
And the options for them need to be, like, not, like, big pros.
Right.
They need to be within their tiers.
Right. It can't be someone who has like clearly better options based off of who they've been playing with in like cash cups and stuff, right? Like it has to make sense. But it's hard. I don't think much is making sense right
Don't
now.
Don't type Tayson, because Tayson's never going to want anyone streaming. I know one guy's about to type Tayson. Tayson's not an option either. They placed top 15 3 times in a row. He's shit now, Boop. Like, they can do it again, man.
No, low-key though.
Tayson would never. I can tell you that right now. I'm sorry.
Low-key though, from like an actual, if you think about what they need.
Oh god.
You know, from a gameplay, not from a streaming perspective. But like, what do they, you know, we've said this, that if you just give them like a right good IGL who can get them into position. Obviously Tayson's not even doing that in his current trio.
Doesn't even tarp.
Doesn't even tarp. But if he did, you see the vision. You see the vision.
I don't see the vision. I'm Stevie Wonder. I don't see shit.
Brother Tayson's on the comeback with Hurst and Skivvy right now, so like he's trying to get the aura back. I don't think he's available.
Maximum aura for playing with Tayson. Sorry, for playing with Savage and Mongrel though.
True.
Imagine, right, here's the scenes. First FNCS major, he wins with Mongrel again. Imagine the aura.
He's the GOAT, undisputed.
That's it. Undisputed GOAT.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. Someone let me know.
Okay, import Miro. Does Miro have options?
Yes and no, but Miro, you know what? That is like a potential option because I think Miro's options are a bit weird right now.
He's also not like fully. I feel like that guy's like halfway in the door, halfway out the door, like every season. You know, like, and then he'll have that season where he's like, okay, I'm full grinding again, and then he'll do well-ish.
He's been that way since chapter 2, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and still want to land doing that somehow. So, yeah,
he's just that guy.
Miro might be it. Fuck it.
I mean, he played duos with someone recently, and they did pretty alright. I forgot who it was. No, I'm still like in NA, like this season,
like that.
But, yeah. Oh no. Yeah, let us know in the comments. We're gonna wrap the shop here, though. What are you guys up to next week? Anything interesting?
Actually, need to do some work because I've had COVID for the last 10 days, so I've done literally nothing outside of I started working on some masterclass videos recently.
Has it been affecting your in-game performance?
Yeah, I got a COVID buff. It was crazy.
What, you got better?
Unreal. Not in tournaments. So
Unreal.
I was playing last Tuesday. I was sick as a dog.
Yeah.
Never had so much peace in my life. I don't know what was going on. Wow. Unfortunately, it wasn't a tournament day, you know? The problem is, right, the COVID buff only lasts roughly 46 minutes. I was piecing like crazy. And like, say the start of like the cash cups we played, unreal. Very sharp drop off after that. You know, the energy doesn't last that long. You know, it's kind of like I wouldn't recommend it, but it's a pretty good stimulant if you want to get, you know, a kind of small moment of performance out. Then pretty bad for the other 9 days, unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel
so
like
now
that's
that
a
that's
controversial statement. I don't know.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. But so yeah, I had a little buff. That was nice. Got a little PC, and then I slept 10 hours a night for the last basically 10 days. But now I'm good, so I'm back to actually doing some work now. So expect a YouTube video in like a week.
When's the solo fighting masterclass coming out?
Before next season, so we'll be able to hit some good shots. So like in a week or two, around that time.
Also, literally like because next week is next season, no? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Boop, anything interesting in the world of Boop now?
Just keep chugging along, watching some tournaments, waiting for something to be interesting again.
You're not gonna get on the grind for Unreal like your parents?
Unfortunately, I think I lost that gene. Unfortunately, in the process. Unfortunately, yeah, it's not happening. Honestly, like the past Cash Cup, I didn't qualify both regions of Middle East or EU. I got stream side, but I actually feel like I played the best Fortnite I've ever had. Like I didn't play a single game since I rage quit off EU last week. Not a single game. I logged on, played it. I feel like I played the best Fortnite I've ever had. So like maybe me playing less might be the secret to success. But
so just like the COVID buff, the taking a break buff does not last long term. It's very short lived. That's I'm like burnt out, been doing too much. Take a break, and you know you're on the way down, and you kind of skyrocket. But then taking too many breaks and just continuing to do nothing, then you actually just lose the skill.
Yeah.
So like short lived.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
I just remembered I said I was going to talk about this later on the pod. I have been playing less and less Fortnite every week, and I'm getting to the point where like I might have to tell Harry and Minnie to find one.
Ooh,
yeah, man.
How come the drive's just gone?
I mean, maybe it's just like the end of season blues, where I'm just a bit sick of the season now and a bit bored. But like we spoke about this Reese the other day, right? Where like I think it was Duo Cash Cup, like last week or the week before. And I said to Minnie, I was like, I'll be real, bro. I'm just not playing, bro. Like, I can't be asked. It's like that's like a 3 hour. I could spend those 3 hours doing something like impactful.
Playing Football Manager,
you know. Like I've not played Football Manager. Had its own drama, mate. They cancelled the release of the game until next year. So I've not been playing Football Manager. But I could be doing something in those 3 hours, and it just feels like such a big time commitment. And I'm like, and I can't just show up and play tournaments because I'm already crap. Like I need to play before, so I'm ready for the tournaments. And then I'm like, I'm just playing. I need to. Maybe maybe OG will get me back in, but
I feel like what you've just described is what we should just call the shitter's dilemma, where you have to decide if what you really want to spend your time doing. We all know you're going to keep playing tournaments. You're going to keep playing the game. You're just in a slight lull right now. It'll come back. It'll be a new season. You'll be back. You'll be 10, 20 hours a week, just like always. And then maybe again the shitter's dilemma will kick in, and you'll be like, "Oh man, I could be walking for these 3 hours. I could get my steps in here." And all of a sudden, you're living life. Yeah. But then a new season comes, man, and it's the starts again.
I remember last week you guys were like, "Oh yeah, ranked is fun. Ranked is fun." And that whole siphon thing lasted like 2 weeks. Now we just fucking hate the game again.
Well, the siphon's shit now. Like,
yeah, true.
Siphon
my God,
being white health is so boring
today. Yeah. See, that's why the motivation is gone. Like, this siphons are awful. Like, why do I even want to watch a dual Cash Cup opens with 50 white siphon, man?
Good point. Hopefully we have our good siphon in OG. Hopefully.
Robin a ruse. Never knows. Tell us the soup.
I don't know anything.
The soup?
Nobody from Epic
soup
tells
sauce?
me anything anymore.
Unlucky, bro.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
Well,
All right.
I just saw too much
see you
tongue
guys,
from Levin
see you
Envies.
guys next week. Appreciate you guys. Love you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.